Hey there, welcome back. Tonight, I'll tell you a peaceful story to help you unwind, let go of stress, and gently drift into sleep. Find a comfortable position, take a deep breath, and let's begin. The story begins far, far away, beyond the hills and rivers, beyond the cities and noise. There was a quiet little village. It was called Lunara, the village that slept under the stars. Lunara wasn't like other villages. It didn't have traffic, tall buildings, or loud markets. It had small stone houses with round windows, soft grassy paths, and lanterns that glowed with a golden light each evening. The people of Lunara lived slow, gentle lives. They woke with the sun, worked with their hands, shared meals with laughter, and when the stars came out, they rested. But what made Lunara special wasn't just the peace or the people. It was the sky. Each night, the sky above Lunara would light up with the most beautiful stars anyone had ever seen. The stars weren't just twinkling, they danced. Yes, you heard right. In Lunara, the stars danced softly across the sky. Sometimes they swirled like wind, sometimes they shimmered like waves, and sometimes they spelled stories. Old stories. Long-forgotten stories. The villagers would lie in the fields, wrapped in warm blankets, watching the stars move slowly, silently, as if telling secrets only the sky could understand. Now, in this village, lived a young boy named Eli. Eli was curious, the kind of boy who always had questions. He wondered why the stars danced. He wondered if they could hear him, and most of all, he wondered if he could dance with them too. Every night, Eli would lie on the roof of his small home, hands behind his head, watching the stars. He would whisper, "Can you see me? Can you teach me your dance?" But the stars never answered. Not with words, only with their slow, glowing patterns. One night, Eli stayed up later than usual. Everyone in the village had gone to sleep. The lanterns were dim. The air was cool. Suddenly, the wind grew still. Completely still. And then a soft light, brighter than usual, appeared in the sky. It wasn't a star. It was a shape, small, round, floating gently down toward him. As it came closer, Eli saw it was a glowing orb, like a tiny moon. It stopped right above his head, then slowly floated down into his hands. It was warm. It pulsed with light. Then, softly, a voice came from the orb. It wasn't loud. It was more like a feeling turned into sound. "You are awake," it said. "Would you like to visit the sky?" Eli's eyes grew wide. He nodded, slowly, calmly. The orb rose again, hovering in front of him. "Close your eyes," it said, "and breathe." Eli closed his eyes. He took a deep breath in and out. And when he opened them again, he was no longer on his roof. He was floating, high above Lunara, among the stars. They weren't faraway lights anymore. They were all around him, soft, gentle, floating like feathers in the night. And each one had a song, a tiny melody, different, but in harmony. Eli reached out and touched a star. It twirled and spun like a tiny dancer, and soon more stars came to him. They circled him, gently, slowly, and then he danced, not with his feet, but with his heart, with his spirit. The stars taught him their rhythm, their slow, ancient dance that moved like wind on water. Eli didn't speak. He didn't need to. In that moment, he understood everything. The stars danced not to perform, but to remember dreams, wishes, laughter, and love. Each twinkle was a memory. Each movement was a hope. And as Eli danced with them, he felt lighter and lighter, until he became one of them. He didn't stay long, just long enough. When he opened his eyes again, he was back on his roof. The sky above was still dark, still beautiful, but something had changed. Eli smiled. He no longer needed to ask questions. The stars had shared their secret. From that night on, Eli never missed a star dance. He grew up, but he never left Lunara. He became the village's storyteller. Every night, he'd sit with the children, point to the sky, and say, "That one there, that star, it danced with me once." The children would giggle and snuggle into their blankets. And soon, the whole village would fall asleep under the stars that danced.